So the elements of identity that I think will most impact my residential stay is basically categorized into two groups, which is the acquired identity and the born with identity. For the acquired identity, it could be possible that my roommates or my dorm mates are clean or messy people, whereas others could be clean or messy. So if there are some that are clean and some that are messy, we could have certain clashes about that. Or there could be certain born with identities, such as religions. Maybe if we want to all go out for dinner together, then if there's a Buddhist in my dorm, then we would have to avoid beef, and if there's a Muslim in my dorm, we would have to avoid pork. So we need to take care of and take note of things like that. And when I'm looking forward to interacting with people, I'm really looking forward to meeting new people, making new friends. I would want to know how to adapt to other people and their cultures, and we should also accept others, although we may have differences. And it would be also cool to like meet people who have different passions and who are from different courses and learning different things and have different interests. That's all.
I think the fact that I am a single child would affect my residential stay with my apartment mates, because I am used to being alone and staying alone at home. So I might not bond as much as the other apartment mates, and will not really talk to them, and also I will not really ask them for help for anything, because um, I will usually try and solve my own problems, and like if I encounter anything, I would try to not bother them or disturb them, which might cause us to not bond as much.
Hello, I'm Samako from TBO2, and this is my pre-residential reflection. So one element of identity that I think might affect my dorm mates and I for this week's dorm stay would be our differences in culture. So for instance, our differences in religion. So for me, I'm a Buddhist and I have dorm mates who are Christians. So as a Buddhist, right, I have the practice of knocking on doors of apartments or rooms as a form of respect. And I believe that the Christians have their own practices as well. And this difference in both our religions might need some time of or some form of understanding from the other party. And so I believe that this might be an obstacle, because we will need some time to understand and accept that we have our differences. Yeah, thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Cheryl. So one of the elements of my identity that will impact my group mates will be my acquired identity, which is family upbringing. So because since young, I've always cultivated the habit of cleaning everywhere I go. So for example, every time I go to a hotel room overseas or Airbnbs overseas as well, I would tend to clean up everywhere, and I'm sort of OCD in a way, and I'm kind of hygienic. Second of all, since young as well, since I am the eldest child, I always get to hog the bathroom first and always take longer periods of showers, and I feel this will impact my group mates as when we do have similar timings to start school, it gets to where we may have conflicts on who gets the bathroom first, and hence we will have to adapt to each other's daily needs. Yeah. And I'm excited to interact with people with different courses, ethnicities, and CCAs, as I'm used to communicating with people from my course. And I'm excited for the dorm stay, as the stimulation of living the dorm will feel like we have to adapt and get close together.
So firstly, the elements of my identity that will impact my residential stay group mates is that I like having my private space. Like sometimes I would just want to be alone lah. So I might come off as unsociable, unfriendly, and like I'm not open to making friends. Yeah. So secondly, I am generally a messy person, and others may be affected. Like, oh, why am I so untidy? Like, why is she leaving her stuff everywhere? Yeah. So, what do I look forward to with regards to the interaction with my group mates, my flatmates, is that I look forward to having meals together and like getting to take care of each other and know each other better. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jenny Spassi, 1802932B.
Hi, my name is Jane Fu Jane 1800372. is 1801775F.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Xiaoying and my admin number is 1800166I.
Hi, my name is Koaning Summer. My admin number is 1800437.
In terms of elements of identity that I found were challenging during this stay, I feel that it was more leaning towards the acquired identity, as I feel like in Singapore we are quite used to having to deal with people from different races and religions which are more born with identities. However, when staying with people, you can't really judge or tell their acquired identities. So for example, there were some people who were a bit more outspoken than others, and we had to make a conscious effort to make sure that everyone was involved. And there were certain times where we all had different sleep schedules and study schedules, and we had to take all that into consideration. As for example, when one of us was studying, if we wanted to study late into the night, we would inform the rest and make sure that it was okay. And if we knew that our friends were sleeping, we would make a conscious effort to keep it down, and we basically made compromises and worked around each other's schedules so as to accommodate everyone. And it really helped us. It really minimized all the conflicts, which resulted in a really good dorm stay.
Hi, I'm Summer Koh from TBO2 and this is my post-residential reflection. So one element of my identity that I think was most different from my dorm mates was that I'm very religious. So as a Buddhist, right, every morning I have to pray, and also we have this practice of knocking on doors of apartments or rooms before entering as a form of respect. And I believe this was something my dorm mates were not very familiar with, because I was the only one who practiced this. And yeah, so how we got over this difference, right, was that we accepted each other's differences, and we tried to understand and get a better understanding of what the other religions are like. So my other dorm mates actually ask me questions like why we do that. So yeah, thank you.
I think one point of my identity is that I am a single child and I really like to study by myself, and I'm very awkward and shy, but because they are all very outgoing people, I was able to bond with them. But if it wasn't for them, maybe I would not have been as close as I thought I would have been. During the 5 days, we did not have much conflict. I think we did not have any at all, and I think that we were able to manage that because we were able to put our differences aside, and we were able to bond with one another, talk with one another, and compromise and plan our schedule with theirs, because we all need to be down for attendance taking.
So hi everyone, it's been 5 days since the residential stay at the dorm. So the elements of my identity that I felt were different from the other members in my group was actually me being less extroverted than them, because I tend to close out on people that I'm not very close to, and living in an environment like this with people that I'm not close to made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. And sometimes I'll do things in my own room, or like I tend to eat out and then come back a little bit later than usual, rather than trying to spend time with them. So hence I felt that I should have improved on it and like get out of my comfort zone more. The elements of my identity didn't really cause conflict with my group members, because actually my group members are very, very considerate. We even bought food and drinks for each other, and we catered to each other's time schedules, and also managed to shower without any conflict arising. And also we also take care of each other every time there's roll call and etc. So we didn't really have any conflict.
Of my identity, most different from the other members, is that my personality, I will tend to like to be on my own. Like I would close the door and be alone in my room, or like I will be out of the dorm most of the time. So I won't really have the chance to interact with my dorm mates because I don't see them often. Yeah. So what conflicts do we face? Actually we haven't faced any conflicts, because all of them are very considerate, understanding and nice, and whatever differences that we have, we will actually talk it out and solve it. Yep. So So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
For the past 5 days, I think all of us can agree that we all had fun and we learned how to manage our differences and